All right, Rachel, your freestyle. A couple things, and I looked at your tape quite closely for a while before I got into this. The main thing is the technical sides that you're doing well is you're setting very strong anchor positions. I know you're interested in being sort of more distance oriented. Maybe I don't know. You swam an open water swim, so maybe you're kind of in that direction. But just so you understand, your anchor position, that anchor position is extremely strong. And look at the difference and how effective this one is. And again, if you watch these bubbles right here, this is an indication of where you set your anchor position. You can see you're extremely effective on that. There's very little loss of in terms of distance per stroke on that the left side. But now when you lose some, you've basically lost some balance because you've lifted your head up. You can see your head is looking forward. It's going to cause a loss of balance, and the difference of that loss of balance, look what the impact has. So now here's the loss in terms of distance per cycle and holding water on that right side because of that loss of balance. So the things that can be improved, I feel like your anchor positions, you don't have to work on them at all. I think they're naturally going to do what you want them to do. Everything here to improve on is about connecting the arms to the legs the right way. Right now you're not connected. Things don't work the right way. I'm going to blow this up so you can take a look at your legs, because that's important to take a look at these legs. So I'm just going to back up a little here because I want you to watch and understand what I'm talking about when I say. So that leg kick right there, for the most part at that point in time, was okay. I didn't see the toes curl around. Maybe just fractionally they curled around, but these toes are going to really curl around. So you can see that toe, you can see everything just become a drag in the water. This foot's essentially being drugged through the water to offset the loss of balance of what you're doing with your arms, your upper body, head position, stuff like that. And I suspect it even went all the way into where this kind of looks like your backstroke, where everything kind of clanked on top of each other. And that just deadens the kick. It creates drag. It creates all these things that can be improved. So just where to go and what to start and what to do. The main things here, I think I talked about that whole improving your strength of your legs, kicking more on your side. You can see that left foot, and then you can see your head's up and looking. So I can see your eyes are looking forward, and that left leg is just, again, this is just working against you. That one's not as bad. This one again is sort of working. That's another one that's really working against you. So you've lost balance right here, and not only have you lost balance, but you remember that stroke that was almost really good where you didn't lose any water. Now this one has lost a lot of water. So the connection and balance in the water is real important. So let me show you optimally what I'm talking about. So when the arm enters the water and you're extending, everything here is real good. And like I said, everything was good. The rotation occurs very late. So you look at your hip rotation, it occurs basically from here into here. And to be honest with you, the hip rotation should occur right here. It should be beginning right here. So there's no hip rotation. I'm not seeing any movement in the hip rotation, and then it happens. So when I show you this tape, this is optimally, and I think this technique is one that I think suits you 100%. I think this is a kind of technique that just works for you. So again, go back to this again, watching these hips rotate, watching the swoosh disappear. Well, I actually drew over the top of it, but as he sets this anchor position, as he grabs a piece of water and puts pressure on it and rotates, so see where the body's rotating. The body's rotating right in here, and that's where it needs to rotate. So you know that little exercise that I had with the stick drill, that you did with the stick drill, I really feel like that simple drill will be actually fairly good for you, because it'll help you understand how the right side, the top side, or the recovery side has to rotate against that kind of where you put that stick in and put the pressure on. It'll help you understand that really well. Although, to be honest with you, Rachel, stick in a pool with a bunch of kids, you got to be careful. You know, I require my athletes, when we're working on stick drill, they have to have their goggles on. Everyone has to have their goggles on before we start working with sticks, just so we don't poke an eye out. So here's ultimately where you want to go, and I think this is going to have to be a foundation drill for you with regard to what you do. It's a great drill. It sets the balance, and I'm just going to run it again and again. Get that great balance, and I know you can get this balance and work on how you manage this line and balance. So if you look at this shape being propelled through the water, again, it's optimally just taking. This is kind of like taking a sort of a canoe, and I'm just going to draw this body as a canoe or a kayak, and and again having the core strength to really bind that all together from the core, and basically get the legs working, and then put the arms into those legs, and just boom, just put it comfortably where it needs to be, nice and balanced, no loss, no closed joint kicking, no legs clanking on top of each other. So it has to be a core component as far as what you're doing going forward. Alright, this is looking at one versus the other. There are some similarities. I mean, your anchor positions are stronger. Well, you took a breath on both sides, so there's some loss of balance on both sides with the ear gap. But again, freestyle has always been your strongest stroke, so I'm just gonna have to back this one up here. Sorry, it just takes time. That's why I said it gets like a little clunky when I do that. There's a better tone or tension to your body. You're managing your shape a lot better in the water, so there's a more tightness to what you're doing. But to be honest with you, the main things that I think that you need to improve, the level of improvement in 2 years is small, because I can see better control in terms of what you're doing with your body. But the connection and making everything fit together and be what I call connected, still something that you need to work on with regard to the improvements in breaststroke was stark. Backstroke, butterfly, breaststroke and butterfly are stark. Backstroke and freestyle not as clear, although I can see improvements in body position and body tension and how you're managing it. There's still a lot, again, I think that can be improved as far as the freestyle is concerned, and mainly with the connection. And to be honest, when you look at it, swimming up top, it looks very pretty and it looks very effortless. But when I look at it underneath the water and I look at how it gets all put together, there are things that there's a lot of upside. There's a lot of opportunity for improvement. I know this is your favorite stroke, so it's the most important one to you. And you've got a lot of things that you can help improve yourself with regard to what you do. So that's good. You always want me to be able to find things you can improve, because that's important. All right? Best of luck, kid.